Hello and welcome to this painting video. In this video we're going to show you how to take certain aspects of your Armored Sentinel to the next step. I'll be showing you multiple weathering processes and you can choose whether to do one or all of them on your Armored Sentinel or other vehicles. So we'll be using an Armored Sentinel that we painted in a previous video. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. So the first thing that we're going to focus on doing will be rust streaks, and for this we're going to be using Scrag Brown thinned down with quite a lot of water, as well as Troll Slayer Orange also thinned down with quite a lot of water. So let's get some Scrag Brown onto the palette. So I'm going to get one large dollop of Scrag Brown, get it onto the palette. Then I'm going to get roughly 6 dollops of water. However, it's not an exact science, so you might need more just to get the paint down to a glaze consistency. And what that means is we want the paint to be nice and streaky. So just get a little bit more there. Yeah, that's good. And then what I'm going to do is just clean off my brush. So I want to be able to control how much is on the bristles. So I'm just doing that. And there we go, just getting the paint onto the bristles there. And then what we're looking to do is just put the paint into areas where naturally rust would occur on metal surfaces. So you're going around the rivets into the recesses, and you might have it like something like here, streaking down a large flat surface coming out of the recesses there. And what you want to do is just going around the model, picking out as much or as little as you want to do. And with that step complete, you can see how the rust effect has really started to take shape across all the metalwork. What we need to do next is add thinned down Troll Slayer Orange to the same consistency that we did the Scrag Brown, and then just put that within the layers of the previous step. So you can see just around the rivet here, I'm just putting the Troll Slayer Orange just into the middle of it. And you can go around picking out where you want to do this. Now you don't have to add it to every bit, but you can add it here or there in order to boost the effect. You can see I'm doing it to the deepest recesses or where you think the rust will collect most. And there we go, with that stage complete, the rust effect is now finished. What we need to focus on doing next is all the chipping for the armor panels, and for this we're going to be using a sponge that you can find in your Citadel carrier case, but you can use any household sponge that you have lying around. So the paints that we're going to use is going to be Abaddon Black, and then we're going to use Lead Belcher. So let's get some of the sponge and I'll show you how I've manipulated it. So what I need to do, I've got some sponge here, and you see that I've torn out some chunks out of it in order to give an uneven surface. So just by doing that, just to show you, I just tear out some bits like that, and you just make it how you want it to look. So the first thing that we're going to do is get some of that Abaddon Black onto the sponge. So I'm just going to dip the sponge into my pot there, just like that. And then I'm going to start getting off as much as I can on this paper, because you don't want to have too much on the sponge, because then you won't be able to control it. So I'm just getting it out just like that, just testing it. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm going to get my sponge to a nice sharp point, just like that. A little bit more. And then what I want to do is start sponging on to the areas that will get the most wear. So normally that's around the edges of the armor panels. So I'm just doing that and then sponging on. So it looks like the paintwork has just worn away. The reason why we're doing the black first is that it sets up really nicely for the next layer. With the black chipping applied, we're now going to use Lead Belcher in the same technique to apply it within the black chipping. So just tiny little chips, very lightly, just doing it within all the areas where you did the black chipping. So naturally, you're not going to catch all of the black chipping areas, but this is good because it helps to show a variety of how damaged those areas are. And there we go. With that stage complete, our chipping effect is now finished. And as you can see here, you don't have to go overboard in order to sell the effect. You just need to pick out some areas here and there like what I've done. So what we need to do next is add some grime to the model, and for this we're going to be using Steel Legion Drab and thinning it out with a lot of water like how we did earlier. So let's get some Steel Legion Drab onto the palette. So I'm just going to get a dollop here of Steel Legion Drab, get it onto the palette, and then get roughly 6 dollops of water. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting it nice and thin, so that's actually quite good. It's not an exact science, so you might find might be less that you need or a little bit more. Quite happy with that there. And I'm just rolling off my brush here just to get off the excess. Just soaking it into the tip of the brush like that. And then what we're going to do is run the Steel Legion Drab into the recesses of the armor panels. So what this will do is just add a really nice grime mucky effect that we're looking for. So I'm not going to do it into all of the recesses, just pick out some bits here and there. As you can see, it's pulled up really nicely there. Then what I want to do is just run it down just like that, dragging it out. So it looks like in some areas it's overspilled and you've got this really nice grimy muck running out of the recesses. Like that. And then I'm going to pick out some rivets here and there as well. So paint it around the rivet and then just drag it down like that. And if we move to the front section, you see there's a recess here underneath the light. Just put that there, around the rivet, and then drag it down again. So I'm just going to go around the model picking out some areas that I want to do. Just remember, less is more with this, so you don't want to do it to every rivet that you see. And there we are, the weathering for the Armoured Sentinel is now complete. By following this guide, you can easily transfer these methods and techniques to any other vehicles in your collection. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this video and we hope you enjoy painting your own Armoured Sentinel, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye!